Hi there. Sorry about that. Melanie here with another project. Um, this is a mini album that I made for a swap. It's actually just a one-on-one swap after the first mini album page swap that um, we finished. When was that? Last week? I forgot already, but I think, yeah, the deadline for submitting all the pages was end of July, and I shipped them out right after. So, yeah, I'm done with that, and I also finished my Halloween ATCs for another swap, and this lady whom I met on Facebook, Miss Tessa, was also part of the mini album page swap, wanted to do a swap with just the two of us, and there are not a lot of restrictions, only that it be flower themed. So I went all out here, and it might have gone overboard. It's just full of flowers, but finished this today, and it took me a few days to do it, but I feel pretty good about it. I actually used some heavyweight chipboard base. You can actually buy a set of 6. It's an album with 6 pages. These are like medium weight chipboard, which are cut in a scallop circle, and then it had 2 holes on the side, and I just bound them with larger binder rings. The ones that came with it were a little narrower, and I was afraid that it would be hard to open up the pages, and the pages will just rub up against each other and then sort of chip. But anyway, I had these a while, and when I first got them, I just wanted to cover them, so I used a pack of design paper to cover them. So I covered them with design paper, and it's been like that for a while. And for this front page, it's like floral. It's all floral or plain. It came from one set, but this page here had like a sort of a vintagey feel. I'm not sure if you can see that. So there's like a large rose here and the leaves, and what I did was outline them in glitter glue. So it's like stickles, but it's I'm not sure where it's made, but you can readily find them here in the bookstores, and it's a lot cheaper than the stickles. So what I did was follow the outline with the glitter glue, and I sort of didn't want to cover it up, so I just wanted to put some more flowers here on the border. So I used these paper roses. They were in a very light orange color, so I wanted to intensify the color. I painted them with metallic paint. So this is a combination of the Prang watercolor. I got a metallic set, so I used that, and then for the very edges I used twinkling H2Os for the brighter shade for orange, and the yellow-green parts of the leaves. But I covered it first with a Prang metallic watercolor. It was eerie. I bought it a while ago, and I just had it in storage. And then when I opened it up today, well, I unpacked it. I wanted to see what the colors were like when I first bought it. So I removed the plastic seal, but I had them neatly packed away with the rest of the paint. And when I opened them, when I opened it, it was full of ants. So the ants were were eating away at the paint. And I was surprised. I mean, the ants when I was a kid, they are nothing to the kind of ants that we have here today. But anyway, so I painted the flowers and the leaves, and then I put in this ribbon, which is actually recycled. I don't even remember where I got it, but I think that it's really pretty. It's like this dark olive. And then I put this charm here. It's a pretty hard charm. And then also this frame that I got from Miss Cess. I got it actually as a prize from the Filipino Scrapbookers Club as the favorite for August. So I had the frame. I stuck it there, but I didn't know what title to put. I didn't know what Miss Tessa wanted to put in this album, but I put in a small piece of acetate transparency that I had like this coat printed out just to give her an idea what she can do. I didn't want to cover up the flower, as you can see. It's sort of like the main feature of the cover. And then these are homemade enamel dots. They're actually googly eyes that I painted with nail polish. I saw that on another video here on YouTube. So that's the front cover. And on the inside of that is this page. So it's it was more of like a teal plain paper, except that it had distressing on the corners. And what I did was actually cut out this flower here. This is from Die Cuts with a View Sweet Nectar paper pad. So I cut out this big flower, and I cut out some leaves, and then I glued it so that only this part is glued down. So what you can do is put in this sort of like a insert where you have room for pictures and journaling. It's more of that pattern paper. That's actually the back of this paper. So I just used a Martha Stewart border punch to punch out the borders there. Really pretty. I believe this is called doily lace. And I used this like cute little paper clip. It's like a metallic olive. It's really nice. And then I also stamped bloom where you're planted, which is quite appropriate because this, like I said, is a flower themed scrapbook. I also included a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it says, "The earth laughs in flowers." And what's neat here is that I used a real old school typewriter, and it took me a while to get everything right, because it's really different to use like a computer or keyboard where you just have to put very light pressure, and the way that the actual keys are made, you don't have to press too hard, and they're not that far apart. So it took me a while, but it does look real vintagey, so I like that. I also included some acrylic flower stickers that are glittery. Don't know if you can see that. So in colors that do match the page. So it's the inner cover, and then here's the opposite page, and I just put a photo mat. It's brown cardstock, and I put this trim here, and I use flowers that do match the pattern paper. So as you can see, the pattern paper is again more flora. I can't see the flowers here, but there's like the branches and the leaves. There's a flower here and more flowers behind it. But I chose the flowers that would match with a color scheme. So this is more like a burgundy, and then a sort of like a very light tan, beige, and then bling for the flower centers. And I also added a feather that could look like the leaves in a similar shade of green. And then on the next page, so this is the same design paper as the front cover. It's like a dark sage green. And then what I did here is I put some space for more pictures. It's a film strip frame that I painted with like a metallic gold and used crackle paint, so it's distressed, so it has a crackle finish. I don't know if you can see that there, but so I used that and used foam tape to attach it, so it's a little bit raised, and you can easily take the tags, put them in, and of course you could put pictures in or journaling in. I just stamped it just to show, well, they're placeholders right now. And then just to pull it out, I added this like cardstock circle and attached a resin flower on it. I love the texture on that. And then on the left side, I added some ribbon, and then this flower here, it's layered. So you have the two bigger ones and like a small rose. And I made this pin as well, and chose like a more of a magenta to give it a little contrast, because it looks very neutral with all the greens and the browns and the very soft yellow, so that gives it a pop color. And then on the other side it's a mishmash of different design papers, so but I made sure it's like all flowers, and I fussy cut these flowers out there a little more abstract looking. They're from a Ken Company KLG paper pad, and I cut those out, and there's a lot of other design papers that I used for this. So this opens out, so these are all from the same paper pack, and you can put in a lot of pictures and journaling. And it closes with this photo turn, and then I placed a sticker here from the same set. It says cherish, okay. And then on this side is again the teal design paper. I put a doily right on top of it, and then used the pocket, added some flowers, and then these are brads that I used as flower centers. And then there's a sentiment here, again typewritten, that says there are always flowers for those who want to see them, and that's Henri Matisse. And then I put in a tag with it's like a metallic plum, and then I ran it through my Texture Boutique. The embossing folder, I believe, is called Textile, and it's like my favorite embossing folder. And then this, a tassel, I recycled from the packaging of it's the packaging of like a paper bag from a shop I went to a while ago. I just kept it because it was so pretty, and the color matched with the design paper. And then on this side, I used the die cuts I bought earlier this week. So I cut them up so I can use it as a pocket. And then I added transparency so that when you take out the inserts, you won't have a hard time putting them in, since they won't snag with a die cut. So these are the inserts I made. So it's a photo mat. It's double-sided cardstock, and it's from a different paper pack again, but it's K & Company, and it's from the K Sara paper pack. So that's one side, and here's the other side. And I thought that it matched with the base. So we just insert them into the pocket. You can put more pictures and journaling there. And then I also added this flower, layered flowers to the pocket. And then I used another pearl brad for the flower center. And then I love this page. I actually bought this doily. It's made from cardstock, and I think it's cut with either a cameo or cricket, probably cameo, but it was cut with a digital die cut machine, and it doesn't really cut very efficiently, so there are some parts that I had to cover up because some parts were torn or not really cut very well, and I had to go over them with a knife, and the finish wasn't all that how do you call it, well, polished. So what I did was paint it with gold paint, and it looked a lot prettier after you paint it. And so I also added these like sequin flowers on top of like where some of the parts are torn or distorted. And then I used glitter glue for the flower centers, and I added this brown velvet ribbon, which is also recycled. And then it actually is a pocket, so it's you can see through it. And if you can see, I also added the acetate behind it, so it's pretty easy to just slip this in and slip it out without it snagging into the doily. And this is like a fold out. It's a tri-fold tag. So there's a tab here. So it's again from the Kology paper pack. I added also a sticker that says beauty. Here's another pattern, another one, and then here's the back. And added this sticker. It says love rules without rules. And then this is actually the brown designer paper that has distressing on it, and what I did was I stamped flourishes on it with brown ink. And then here's another page. I put some tags and a photo mat here. And what actually holds it to the page is this flourish here. It's glittered chipboard, and then these flowers here. So you can see. Well, I stuck it strategically so that some of those curls aren't really glued down. So you can use them to hold your tag and your photo mat down. stamped this. Probably looks familiar because I used it before. And then again, this is embossed with a textile. And then I added these flowers, which again I got from Miss Sess from last year. And then I added the fabric flower with pearl, and then the feather, green feather again, and then this sort of bling to this flower center. Thought it went well with the color, even though, well, blue is not really a dominant color here in this album. Now this is like where I went overboard, but I love this page. My nephew says it's dark, and I told him that, well, I wasn't like giving it to a young girl, so I thought that, well, the flowers, even though the colors were dark, were still really pretty. So there is this brown design paper base. You can see that it has a little bit of distressing, and then I added all these like fabric flowers. Some are just a single layer, and I alternate that with layered flowers. So you have this same brown one layered with like this light purple one, and then I added some bling, so pearls and like gems. And then this one here is a bigger, well layered flower with a pearl brad, and then I also add the flourishes. Okay, and then this last page is it has like a belly band, and I added some photo mats with mix of the different design papers that I used throughout the whole album. So I added this other flower here with another pin, and then I added these two trims. So this one is the actual belly band. It's not focusing. So this is the belly band, and I added this other trim so that when you put these inserts in, it doesn't fall off the other side. And then that's the back. I didn't do anything to it except, you know, to leave it alone. This is the design paper, same as the front, and then I distressed all of the edges here. So it's pretty chunky album, and I'm pretty happy with it. I hope Miss Tessa likes it, and we agreed that we'd have 3 weeks to make it. It's almost the end of the first week, and I think I'm done. But I still have a lot of other stuff to do, so I'm pretty happy that I finished this early. But I'll send it to her later. Might add other things to it. But that's it. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching. Bye.